Welcome to Monday's episode of ATS Recap. Today, March 10th in history, the USSR agrees to stop nuclear testing. Banker, sorry if I botched that, is the author of our first threat. Kony 2012 and the Invisible Children. Joseph Kony is everywhere, and his presence will continue to grow. If you haven't seen the video yet, I recommend you do so. Joseph Kony is a Ugandan guerrilla group leader, head of the Lord's Resistance Army, or the LRA, a group engaged in a violent campaign to establish theocratic government based on the Ten Commandments. The video shows that Joseph Kony is responsible for kidnapping 30,000 children and militarizing them to help spread his campaign of terror. FishTheCon84 writes an interesting hypothesis. This is Obama's new campaign. Obama will catch this guy, everybody will go, yay for Obama. Now I think this video is perfectly executed. It's got all the secret sauce ingredients to be an effective sales tool. It's emotional, it's got kids, and there's a call to action. In fact, it's so easy to help, all you gotta do is share the video. Joseph Kony is a big topic on the internet right now, and he's being scrutinized by the ATS community at the moment. Before we move on, here's some more additional reading. Daz Capital authors, Ugandans say Kony film is misleading. Too late. CNOV authors, warning, important. We are not being told the full story about the Kony situation. And Calgarian authors, one image to sum up Kony. EF Guy is the author of our next thread. Google CEO Schmidt, no anonymity is the future of the web. In an interview with Julia Borstein, CNBC correspondent, they talked about a lot of topics. But this is the one that got ATS members talking. Privacy is not the same as anonymity. It's very important that Google and everyone else respects people's privacy. People have a right to privacy. It's natural. It's normal. It's the right way to do things. But if you are trying to commit a terrible, evil crime, it's not so obvious that you should be able to do so with complete anonymity. There are no systems in our society which allow you to do that. Judges insist on unmasking who the perpetrator was. So absolute anonymity could lead to some very difficult decisions for our governments and our society as a whole. Magic says Mr. Schmidt will probably end up wishing he'd expressed this sentiment anonymously. And Haven Video says, awesome. One of the richest men in the world is lobbying the government for something that would benefit his monopoly's business model. I think we all know how that usually ends up. The internet is evolving, and companies like Clout and Parchment Inc. are two emerging technologies that show us who we can trust or should be interested in. It's not just Google talking about the end of anonymity. Weigh in on the thread by clicking that link below. Here's an interesting thread I found by Vrimdi Verlindervor. Search for space aliens, a waste of time. God did not make them. The argument? NASA and SETI have spent millions looking at the universe and have come up empty-handed. So where's everybody at? Well, based on some vague scripture quotes, God may not have created other life. Got an opinion? Then follow the link below to weigh in on the discussion. Our final thread is by one Anuki bastard. TV star who exposed the Illuminati, Tila Tequila, suffers permanent brain damage following aneurysm. First off, TV star is hardly the right term. That's like calling me an internet star. Anyway, Tila Tequila, if you're unfamiliar, was created back when MySpace was the hot thing. See how hot that is today? The 30-year-old Tequila awoke in the middle of the night suffering the effects of an aneurysm. The pain caused her to act irrationally, and she ingested 2 bottles of heavy prescription drugs. At least she still has a decent PR rep. Woza Meathead writes, I'm all for a conspiracy, but I think you are clutching at straws if you think this is one. Alright, that's the show. But before we leave, I wanted to know if you donated to the Invisible Children. And will you attend the April 20th march? Tell me by responding in the thread of the comments below. I look forward to hearing your responses. If you enjoyed the video, then yeah, show us some love and click that like button. Or, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're releasing 4 videos a week, recapping the most interesting discussions on AboveTopSecret.com. And you could also check us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/ATS Recap. And we're also on Facebook.com/ATS News. So I'll see you there. Again, I'm Bryan, signing off.